Hello there. Today I'm going to be showing you T&T's Lake House. So, to give you some background, Taylor and Taylor are wanting to build a tiny house in their near future that's going to be a lakefront property. The only way that they can get a lakefront property is to build tiny, so that is what they're choosing to do. They are a younger couple who like antiques and listening to music, watching documentaries, and they really enjoy being creative. So they want their space to have a lot of character and to feel cozy while bringing in some organic elements since this is going to be a lakefront property. They really enjoy having architectural details like millwork and archways, really enjoy ceiling details and skylights. And they want to make sure that they're going to have a fireplace to increase that cozy atmosphere, and just because lakefront properties can get a little bit colder. They want to make sure that they have large windows to show off their beautiful view, and they would love the ability to entertain groups of friends and family in their home, but generally speaking, it will just be the two of them, in which they would love an area to have a creative studio and be able to express themselves. So these are the inspiration pictures that they gave me. The one on the left is showing that they really want a bold and dramatic bathroom. They're only going to have one bathroom in this home, and so they want it to pack a punch and kind of be dramatic and be in contrast to the rest of the house. So an all green bathroom is what they would really, really love. The photo in the middle kind of encompasses the details that they want going into their house. They really love rich textures, which are kind of shown in those dining room chairs. They want a wood floor in a kind of different lay to kind of have a fun and playful, bold pattern. Then it also shows the different millwork and details that are on the walls and the ceiling. On the right, like I said, they really love archways and they want a lot of window space to really show off their beautiful property. Okay, to talk about the exterior a little bit, they really love the idea of an A-frame cabin type fill, and so this is kind of the look that they're going for. We didn't go with an A-frame type style cabin, but they really just love the exterior to kind of give off that cabin feel. And I think these images really show kind of the environment in which this home will be placed in. So we have the lake there in the middle page, and then all of them kind of show this dense forest around them, which is exactly what this will be like. And to kind of give you a better idea of the exterior that we are going for, you can see that on the top left here, we have a lot of decks, we have the archways, we have quite a bit of windows, but they're not too overpowering. And then we also see on the right image here that we have an additional balcony and some more archways. And then down here, we're kind of just telling a little bit more about the property. It's a residential property of a single family home. The property is a 1 acre. There's just under 1,200 square feet of interior space and just about 1,500 square feet in exterior space from the large balconies and decks. And then over here, we just wanted to highlight a few different codes. The two that I want to mainly talk to you about is the second one, R305.1. It's a minimum height for ceilings and habitable spaces. So this code explains that the ceiling height should be not less than 7 feet. And I wanted to make sure to include this one because Taylor really wanted to make sure that this place felt very luxurious and big, even if it was going to be small when you look at a blueprint. We did 10 feet of ceiling space on the main level and then additional 18 feet to really give an extra large feel to it. So a lot of the main area spaces actually have 28 feet of ceiling height, but nothing is ever less than 10 feet actually in ceiling height in this home. And the second one that I wanted to make sure I highlighted was this very last one, which is R311.6, and the hallways are a minimum of 3 feet wide. And again, this is kind of going back to wanting to make sure that this place feels large even if it's not. So we have more than 3 feet of hallways and passageways throughout this entire home to really give it the illusion that this is a very spacious place. And now I'm going to show you our 3D model. So we already kind of talked about this north view, and this archway here is coming off of their creative studio, and there's going to be a balcony which wraps around here, and it's really awesome because you can see the lake from this balcony. This is the east side of the home. This is where the main entrance is, right here where this archway is. And yeah, this is what you would see first coming into this property and steps up into this main doorway. This south view right here is going to be an exposed fireplace in between these two different ways of windows, which is going to be really awesome. You can see it from the outside and the inside. And then this west area, this is where it's going to be facing the lake. So if you're on the lake, this is what you would see. And if you want to view the lake from the house, this is going to be the west side of the house where you have the best view. This large archway here is coming off of the main master bedroom. Really beautiful detail, really the focal point of the exterior of this home, especially on this wall. And to talk a little bit about the roof, like I said, we didn't go with the A-frame, but we went with a pretty simple hip and roof framing for the roof. So this is just kind of explaining how that will be constructed and where I got that information. Now to kind of show you a little bit more in detail about some of the interior selections. So in the family room, the main focal point is definitely the fireplace. So it's this beautiful warm brick, and this really influenced the rest of the design in this room. You can see the warmth of the different colors and just the different rich textures that they wanted to make sure they were going to have in their home. This beautiful chandelier, there's actually going to be 2 of those in this space, one on each side of the fireplace, so nothing would be obstructing the view of the fireplace. And here is kind of the interior 3D model, the other side of that wall from the exterior that we saw. And the whole entire fireplace is going to go right there in between that area. And this kind of gives you a better visual right here of this elevation. So as you can see, the brick is pretty much going to go from floor to ceiling. Besides this place right here at the bottom, this is going to be brass inlaid, kind of different levels of layered brass right down here. Really, really beautiful focal point in this room. Next, I wanted to kind of show you guys a little bit more about this bathroom, since this was one of their specific requests, was to have this really dramatic bathroom. As you can see, we have floor to ceiling tile, and it's all the same material, but just we kind of have a border at the bottom and the top here to really emphasize, I don't know, kind of give some variance in this space, because this material is going to go on the floors, all the walls, and the ceilings. So a lot of the same material, but I wanted to break it up and make it a little bit more interesting by kind of playing with different pattern ways. I wanted to make sure that the space had a window to bring in some natural light. So we have one up here. We have a tankless toilet, and the reason why I wanted to do this is not only is it a little bit, it looks a little bit better, it's less lines and visually just very simple, but also it saves a lot of space, and in a tiny home, saving space is really crucial. So I wanted to make sure that we could do a tankless toilet to really maximize the space. Then also we have this tub, which I'm going to show you a little bit more on the next slide, which is really beautiful. Here is kind of to get a better visual of the bathroom itself. So like I said, we have this beautiful tub. Now, there's a lot of green going on in this bathroom. We have the floors, the ceiling, all of the walls, and this beautiful countertop that's all green. So pretty monochromatic. But I wanted to kind of spice it up and have this beautiful copper bath to really give a great contrast of the two. This space is super dramatic, super full of color, and really fun. And I wanted to make sure, I really love this image of this green slab counter, but also that it extends into the sink. I thought that was a beautiful little touch and wanted to incorporate that into this bathroom. Also, this little pendant light I wanted to have hanging down from the left side of the mirror and kind of just give a little fun touch and a little unique charm there. The next space I wanted to highlight is the library. I wanted to make sure that it was going to be really useful, and this couple really loves to read and to learn, so I thought this would be kind of a cool little place to just treasure. If you looked at this right image here, this kind of shows the functionality of what I wanted the space to be. So we're going to have this library, but also we have their creative studio that they're going to be able to access from the library, which is kind of shown here on this platform. There's going to be a movable ladder that will get them from the library to the creative studio. Then this middle image right here is kind of the atmosphere that I wanted to go for. I wanted the cabinetry to be very dark and give that moody vibe. And this image to the left shows that we're going to have a bookcase, but we're also going to have a bench. And there wasn't a lot of room to actually put a beautiful chair like this middle image, but I wanted there to be a cozy space that you could just sit and read. So we're going to put a bench in by these beautiful windows, but we are going to incorporate the rich velvety texture into the bench. And this beautiful light fixture here, we have very large windows. It's very similar to this space. And I wanted something that would be kind of funky and fun in this space. I wanted to kind of give you a better idea of what this space actually will look like. So on this right image, this corner is where the library is going to be. So we do have those beautiful windows. And I wanted to show you on this left image how kind of this platform studio and library kind of have a relationship. So on this wall here where the library meets the platform studio, this is the main bookshelf wall. And that's where that movable ladder is going to be. So you can access this platform creative studio up here. The bench is going to go on that north wall, so you can see there's going to be a lot of light and really easy to read. The next space we're going to talk about is the kitchen. And the focal point of this kitchen is the hood and the range. I really wanted to kind of bring in that European feel that I felt like they kind of enjoyed because of all of the millwork. We went with this beautiful range and stove that kind of had a lot of different color and character to it. I wanted a dark countertop to kind of have a relationship with the stove and the hood. I wanted this grayer black splash to kind of emphasize the silver or chrome details here in the stove. And I wanted the pendant lights and the hardware of the cabinetry to also bring out that like brass gold in the stove. These three small pendants are going to be on both sides of the bar in the kitchen. We have a U-shaped kitchen, and so two of the peninsulas are going to be bars. And I thought that something kind of more dainty would be a great way to keep this floor plan very open while also giving in some texture. And then for the cabinetry, I really wanted something that was between modern and traditional. And so I thought this inset cabinetry was beautiful. I don't know, I thought it was simple, but also kind of gave a little bit of texture and character. So I thought that was really beautiful. The wood flooring kind of incorporated the funky detail that they were looking for in their wood flooring. And I thought that it would just look really pretty to have this mainly black range on top of that flooring. And the dining area, I thought this space was kind of funky and fun. So if you look to the right, this image is actually very, very similar to kind of the floor plan of how this banquet kind of style, booth style dining is going to be. Very similar to the windows in that dining space. And so I thought that image has kind of captured the floor plan of how this will look. And then that middle image is kind of the style that we're going for, again with the rich velvety textures. Beneath the seating area, we're going to put in built-in fridge drawers, so it will be very easy to access drinks while they are dining and hosting. I wanted to highlight this beautiful chandelier above the dining space. I thought this was really gorgeous. And then I also wanted to show you a bar stool that would be going in where the bar seating area is off the kitchen. And as you can see, this is the dining area. It's going to be under this platform studio. You can see the two windows where the dining space is, and how really you may just think that it's like a small space, but I wanted to intentionally have it be very cozy and intentional and intimate. I like the platform studio above because that way we could put a cool chandelier and it would be in the space and not just floating above far away where it's not really going to have the same impact. And then I just kind of wanted to show you a little bit about the lighting and electrical. You've seen pretty much all of these different lighting features except for the sconces. And the two sconces are, the one on the left is kind of like this crushed sphere, and the one on the right is this circular kind of light with this brass bar going through. And these would go in hallways or passageways, and we also have sconces above the nightstands in the bedroom. I thought that these all were very different from each other, but kind of had the same elements and kind of were fun ways to kind of help modernize the space. And then for the outlet covers, I also wanted something that would not just be like a white outlet cover that is going to be just kind of like anywhere else. I wanted something with a little bit more character. And so we have kind of this more antique style brass that will be included. And to show off those, I wanted to also kind of give you an idea of the electrical plans. So you can see the two different floors here. So we have definitely a lot of pendants. We have varying sizes of canned lighting and sconces, all that sort of thing. Pretty much everything is going to be on a dimmer light. Now I just want to talk more generally about the floor plan and what that looks like. So on the right there, you can see the 3D model. So this is the first floor. So you can see the dining room, the utility, and the library are all kind of very equivalent in space. We have a small pantry. We have a pretty large kitchen. That bathroom is right off of the kitchen, pretty central to anywhere in the house, really, which I kind of felt was necessary since it's the only bathroom. And then we also see that we have the family room down there on the bottom. You can see that the deck is included and the stairs up to the front door and out the back door where the lake is. And yeah, we can kind of just see how furniture is going to be placed. You can see that the family room really has quite a bit of seating already, but definitely has space to put more seating in if they are hosting large groups. And they have tons of seating for dining. We have 4 bar stools on each side of this kitchen, which is plenty. We also have obviously the dining space. So really this is a pretty host-friendly home. I figured even if they're not hosting, they do work from home, and so it would be fairly easy to switch your environment, whether you're working from the bar or the dining table. You can go up to the creative space, you can go to the library, lots of different places to kind of just interact with your home. And then we have the second level, which is a much smaller area of the home. So on the top there, we have that platform studio where they can kind of be creative. And there is a deck outside of that area, which is really cool, a little balcony. And then we have the master bedroom, which is a pretty good sized bedroom. And they have that beautiful archway going out into their balcony, which would overlook that beautiful lake. We have a closet there for them as well. And yeah, as you can see, we have a lot of open space. So that family room and the library area, they have these beautiful windows that go all the way up and really just showcase how large the space can fill. That is everything that I want to show you today for T&T's Lake House property. And I hope you enjoyed and were able to get a good idea of what this will look like.